Indian startup, a great story. Let's look at the key elements of Indian startup, the funding status, the key startup trends, and persist strategy, B2B, the survival strategy I should say. Pivot and persistent strategy, B2C, the survival strategy 2020 are all vital. So the years of 2015 and 2016 are seen as the era of market correction in the history of the Indian startups ecosystems. These years together saw more than 360 startups shutting down. However, in 2020 we saw most startups adopting and rebranding their ventures. A startup occurs when a company shifts its focus business strategy to accommodate changes in the industry, customer preferences, or any other factor that impacts the bottom line. Fall in funding, but overall positive sentiments. In 2017, the Indian startup ecosystem received maximum funding of 13.5 billion across 829 deals. Since then, there has been a continuous decrease of 5.7%, 6.37%, 17.7% in last year. So even from the deal perspective, there are decreasing trend. Did not offer extraordinary trend, thus indicating overall challenges. So if you look at the big position, the positive momentum is already coming up, but number of deals are also now slowly but steadily moving up in the value chain. Investors focus on exploring new territories. In 2020, the investors maintained a diversified approach while testing waters in uncharted territories and even kept the sentiment high with a seed stage and follow-on funding rounds. Expansion of sectoral landscapes. Hopes riding high on sectors integrating new age technologies such as deep tech, ad tech, and insurtech, media and entertainment tech, space tech, defense tech, and drone tech. Are all great invention, isn't it? Drone tech, defense tech, space tech, media, and the overall status, if you look at it, last year, 2020, the big picture is total funding, how many deals? 881 deals. Funding amount is 9.94 billion. Number of active investors were 1,476. Top three sectors: EdTech, education side, 2 billion. FinTech, 1.6 billion. FoodTech, 898 million. Now, if you look at the number of deals, FinTech, we had around 136 deals. Education, EdTech is around 99 deals. Health Tech, 91 deals. Top three cities, if you look at Bangalore, 4.4 billion with 307 deals. Delhi, NCR, 3.5 billion, 247 deals. Mumbai, 1.2 billion, 170 deals. Very important. So, if you look at the big picture, top three startup by funding amount: Byju's, 1.2 billion, Oyo, 907 million, Zomato, 660 million. Again, the top three mergers and acquisitions: Uber Eats, Zomato, 350 million, Byju's, 300 million, Reliance Urban Ladder, Reliance Retail, 24.4 million. So, sum it up, what are the key trends in 2020? The upswing in telemedicine. Patients switch to video and audio doctor consultations. and began using fitness and wellness applications to track their health and pre-screen themselves. Online pharmacies are also gained ground as the lockdown compelled people to stay indoors. This segment, in fact, saw some consolidation with the entry of large players like Reliance. Penetration of tech and artificial intelligence in healthcare. In India, the heavily skewed patient care giver ratio is giving rise to the use of artificial intelligence, ML, and other automation technologies in healthcare so as to reduce the need for human intervention. COVID-19 also led to growth of digital therapeutics or the use of smart healthcare devices, including mobile-based glucometers, oximeters, heart rate trackers, and so on. Rise of online learning. EdTechs, startups, and e-learning platforms stepped in to help schools, coaching centers, private tutors, and higher education institutions online. Now, the big picture is the living code boom. The Indian government's National Education Policy 2020 mandated schools to initiate coding classes for students from class 6 onwards to help to build analytical skills from a young age. The rollout of the new platform in August and the event of Byju's acquiring Whitehall Junior spawned an all new wave of living code startups. Coding became one of the buzzwords of the year, and this segment of EdTech is expected to be among the most sought after by venture capitalists in 2021. SaaS and the remote work routine. They also saw the increased penetrations of vertical SaaS companies across sectors such as healthcare, B2B retail, e-commerce, and video conferencing. Now, grocery e-commerce gained ground. Until 2020, the biggest vertical in India e-commerce were electronics and apparel. But the pandemic introduced urgency shift to focus on essential categories like food and grocery. Growth to B2B farmers marketplace and e-mandis. That's another development in India. B2B agri-tech startups which operates on e-mandis and aggregator marketplace. Aggregation. That's another opportunity to enable direct transactions between farmers, traders, buyers, and stepped into fixedness. Additionally, the procurement needs of the food industries, retailers, and the agribusiness led to a sharp rise in demand for B2B farmer-focused agri-tech platform. Increased adoption of farm to consumers, F2C brands, from fresh fruit to vegetables to meat and dairy. Online direct-to-consumers platforms gained significant edge over traditional food and grocery retail. This is a shift. Sensation growth on online brokerages. UPI continued to be fintech crown jewels. The urgent need for cashless, contactless payments, that's all another major breakthrough, turned out to be a watershed moment for the UPI-led platforms. UPI transactions reached new highs every month, surpassing card transactions at one point. With the adoption of digital payments cutting across demographic segments, online gaming phenomenal rise. Gaming startup, they are gaining momentum. Business model before pivot and after pivot. If you look at it, experimental solutions for offline events and retail spaces. Web-based virtual events now. Filmmaking production units and security solutions. Added healthcare and wellness products under the brand. Retail analytics before pivot, now after pivot. Now it's all categories to monitor social distancing and occupy the limits stores and offices. Before pivot again, offices, industrial products and corporate gifting solutions were there. Now added healthcare and safety products. So every brand, whether it is digital health, DBS Group, or Glimpse Analytics, or Shakes Deal, or Flip Spaces, commercial interior design services to launch rebought spaces. So B2B business model, they're all moving. Sarva, online yoga studio, online yoga classes delivered through an apps again. Now everything is becoming very important. Home cleaning service provider is also B2C. Provided surface disinfectant services at homes, restaurants, offices, they've added now. The business model is getting redefined. Stanza living, rented accommodation for students, now started accommodations for working professionals, bulk dining facilities and contactless dining experience. RV, senior citizens, healthcare, simple applications but effective value chain is what we should understand. So much is happening in real time as far as the changing dynamics in the marketplace, especially Indian startup. This is a huge money spinner. They will reach billions and billions, hundreds of billions in the coming days. By 2025, we are planning nearly 500 million of e-commerce by the aggregation of all these platform services from the startups.